Yeah, I mean, it's our kind of slogan.
Make more, give more. I like the
Yeah.
slogan, Akbar. Welcome to the show. Really appreciate having you here today.
Yeah,
Um,
man. Thanks for having
every
me.
everyone, we got Akbar Shake with us. Akbar is very affluent in digital marketing, and we're hearing a great story today for sure. I met Akbar where he was, up on stage at the GHL's annual summit. He was invited to be there, and he spoke on a lot of things digital marketing. Akbar, welcome to the show.
Thanks, man. Thanks for having me. Appreciate that.
That's awesome. What inspired you to become a coach? And, do you want to just quickly share your entrepreneurial journey with us, Akbar?
What inspired me to be a coach? Yeah, man, it's interesting, right? It's like there's this like old saying, like, no harkat, no barkat. And what that means is like there's no blessings, or one interpretation is like there's no blessings without movement. Like you're not going to get in shape physically if you don't move. But that goes for every aspect of your life. So similarly, it's not that like it just kind of like I wanted to be a coach or anything like that. It just happened that like for me, it felt like it was divine in the sense that I think genetics comes into play. I think up when opportunity meets genetics, and it's like I mean I got my start. I think a lot of us in this industry, man, like, something went wrong in our lives, right? Because I mean, like growing up, like none of us, this industry didn't exist. So it's like none of us planned on being in this industry for the most part. And so we kind of bumped into it. I think a lot of us, when we were kind of just like broke and desperate and like looking for some opportunity. That's how I got my start anyway. And it was in MLM, which I think a lot of people get their start on in this industry. Um, and I didn't really, I did well in it. I didn't really like it. I ended up, long story short, I ended up following this non-for-profit that was educating people on spirituality. And I really liked them, and their marketing kind of sucked. And I would like email them and be like, hey, your marketing really sucks. And I made them like a Loom video or Zoom video or whatever. And I'm just like, this is why your marketing sucks. And this is what you're doing. This is what you should be doing, blah, blah, blah. And they're like, hey, dude, can you like basically, I'm taking some liberties here, but basically they're like, hey, dude, you want to be our CMO. Um, and so I ended up helping them. They were stuck at a few 100,000, six figures. We helped them get to seven figures. And then I was like, that's interesting. I did it for them. That was really easy for me because it fit my natural abilities and talents, and everyone has those. So I was like, I should just do this for other people. And then that was about whatever, 6 years ago. And so now we've handed out over 70 trophies. We've helped a lot of people do that. So that's how it just again, right? But if you really study that story, it's interesting where it came from a very honest intention. I just wanted to help that non-for-profit because I really liked them, that non-for-profit kind of company, because I really wanted to help them because I really liked them. And so it was very genuine. And then I enjoyed helping them and I was good at it. So I was like, And it was that moment that like kind of changed my life. I'm like, I
That's
can really
awesome.
help people. Yeah.
Is is that the nonprofit niche still part of what you guys do? Are you a believer in like working with a type of business or niche
Yeah.
or things like that?
Yeah. Life would have been a lot easier if I did, but we don't. We help everybody, to be honest with you, whether you're in health, wealth, or relationships. Typically, we help high ticket people. Um, but I mean, yeah, it would have been interesting, to stick to that non for profit kind of. I mean, that was a very unique kind of hybrid kind of thing. Wasn't exactly fully non for profit, but like that's a very good sector. The non for profit world, they have no idea their marketing, generally speaking, for
Hmm.
the industry is pretty terrible. Although, frankly, the majority of most industries, the marketing is pretty terrible. So, um, yeah, no, but we were pretty niche agnostic.
That's amazing. So, yeah, pretty. I guess I don't know if that's a standard story, but pretty incredible the way you're describing it. And then the common part that I can relate with is, that connection that you have to have, the spark that you have to have as an entrepreneur, and that aha moment,
I
and
mean,
we can usually look back and, here's the date and time when this happened,
yeah,
you
yeah,
know, October 2020, when we
yeah,
RevStack placed our first associate with our
yeah,
first client,
yeah,
all of those things, right? So that's
yeah.
great. Can you tell me a little bit about some of the challenges that entrepreneurs face, and and how how can they overcome some of those challenges? Some of the biggest challenges right now, like an agency owner, for example, is facing right now.
The biggest problem for agency, I think one of the biggest problems that I look, the good news is I think we know those problems. Most agencies, their number one problem is clients. They need more clients. Part of the reason that they don't have enough clients is because their offer is not very good. Part of it's because their mindset's no good. That's generally the two biggest problems they have. And the good news is, well, that's what it is. Now it's just time to fix that. Um, Again, man, it kind of goes back to a little bit of kind of study the crypto industry
Hmm.
in the sense that it's a new thing, pretty much. Historically speaking, it's brand new. And so right now, the general perception of it is like, is it real? It's kind of like the lottery. A famous kind of crypto tagline is just invest whatever you're prepared to completely lose. The top financial guys are like, it should not be more than 1 to 2% of your portfolio, meaning
Hmm.
extremely high risk. Um, it's the unknown. And similarly, these industries, agencies, coaching, blah blah blah. It's historically speaking the same. It's a new industry. So the problem with that is people consciously or subconsciously have this belief that I don't know, is it going to work? Because they don't have historical data on that. Like real estate, right? Like everyone's like, yeah, dude, real estate. Like a popular opinion is like, yeah, man, real estate works. Get into real estate. Like it's awesome. Because there's historical data to back that
Yeah.
up. Our parents got real estate. Our grandparents had real estate. So it's passed on through us. This is a brand new industry. So consciously or subconsciously, people are not in full belief that, oh, can I really make $1 million with this, or is everyone kind of full of crap?
Hmm.
Or like, I mean, I literally a family member of mine. I mean, someone I'm I'm not saying it braggadociously, just more factually. I'm in the top 1% of the industry, right? And I have been for years. My own blood cousin, we've been pretty close for the past 20 years. Okay, I only say that because he didn't live near me before that. He was telling me just the other day, he goes, I don't believe in any of these people. They're full of it.
Hmm.
Why? Because he tried it and it didn't work out for him. So it is true. Some people make up some numbers, but there are lots of very successful people who are coaches, agencies, blah, blah, blah. But that's, I think one of the biggest problems is just the belief that they're like, oh, I don't know,
Hmm.
needed that. And so an easy cure to that is just to surround yourself with, people who are crushing it. Right? And that's where I got one of my aha moments too. Because when I was in MLM, I was going to quit.
Hmm.
But then I'm like, wait a minute. Because we used to do these like daily training calls. I'm like, and part of those calls, like everyone's sharing their success. And I'm listening, this guy's making this much money. This guy. And I'm like, these guys are kind of like dummies a little bit, like Dumbos. Like, and I mean it in a friendly way, but they're like, they're not so bright. Some of them are like kind of tech illiterate. Some of them are kind of older. I was like, damn, if they can do it, why can't I? It was that aha moment because I was about to quit, leave. And it was that aha moment. I'm like, damn, it's not. It's not.
Man.
It's not them.
Yeah.
It's me.
Yeah. I tell you how many times I've stopped about thinking and I did not. And, success was usually just around, I think 10, 15, 20% around the corner. It was
Yeah.
right there. And had we stopped, you would have never got to that point. But that's, I think the limiting beliefs, that's a great takeaway. and definitely study the crypto market to see what's happening with the unseen as it unfolds. That's where the biggest rewards are, I think. Right? So you have to go in the uncharted territories,
So,
make big decisions, and that's where the rewards are going to come. But before any of that, it has to be believe you're constantly doubting yourself. That's how everything is going to trickle down. Your clients are going to doubt you, your teams are going to doubt you, and that you're never going to grow. My next question, Akbar, to you is define success for an agency owner in today's day and age, and like how can we somehow build out those benchmarks for ourselves, if you may.
man, my opinion is keep expenses low, both personal and business. Keep expenses very low. Learn from my mistakes. Um, Success is free. Is freedom, man. I got a cousin of mine. I come from a very entrepreneurial family. Most of my family's in business. I got a cousin of mine. He has an agency and lives a very simple life. Now they're traveling. Their kids are homeschooled. Now they're going to be traveling all over the world. And I was so fascinated. I'm like, how are you just leaving your house and everything? I was like, what are you doing with all your stuff? He's like, oh, I'm just leaving it, giving it away. I'm like, leaving it, giving it away. And I thought about it, I'm like, this dude only has, they're very happy. Like, this guy has only got a couple of pieces of furniture. He's got some Lala kitchen tables, a couple $100. He's got some Lala, a couple $100 sofa, blah, blah, blah. But they're very content. They're very happy, very simple people. And I'm looking at my house. I'm like, man, I got 40 towels. I have no idea why we have 40 towels, but we have 40 towels. I'm like, I could never just we got all this stuff. And I'm just like, it's a big lesson for me. And I think that success is simplicity. I think I've been rich and I've been poor. Money is not it, if you ask my opinion. I used to live in an electrical closet on a bunk. I used to live on a bunk bed, no hot water, no showers, no windows. I was happy there actually because I was spiritually enlightened. I was physically fit. I was having fun. I was in a great weather.
Electrical closet. That's
Yeah.
care to elaborate on that just for a second?
When we moved to California, things were not working out for us in Connecticut. We migrated to California to try to build a better life. Had no money. We were trying to start a mattress company. We had really no money to do that. So yeah, we had family and stuff, but I mean, we tried to make it out on our own. We couldn't afford to live anywhere properly on our own. We went to this office building in the middle of nowhere in San Francisco Bay Area, this dodgy back street kind of like commercial building. We were looking to sell used mattresses out of like an office room, which you're not even really supposed to. But, there was this kind of corner in the office. I'm like, what's that door go to? And she's like, why is this guy asking me? And I was like, I'm just curious. And she opened is like, this is the electrical room. These are where it's kind of like a big closet. It's like where all the wires go for like the modems and the internet and stuff for the office. And I was like, and I don't know what came over me. I'm like, dude, we don't really have a lot of money, man, but like, can we live here? It just came out of me. And she was cool. She was a hippie. It's like, yeah. So it was like $75 or $150 a month, utilities included. And so, but I'll tell you, man, those days were happy days. And I miss those days. I'd like to be clear. I miss those days. Dude, stress-free, man. What are my expenses? $100 a month. I mean, obviously you have groceries, this and that. But I miss those days very much, to be honest with you.
So that's really the success, I guess. I don't know, like to be stress-free or be able to,
I think so. I think low stress, and if you have low stress, you enjoy yourself, you have freedom. I think that's a good life.
Yeah.
And I think success is clarity. If you're clear that, hey, I think a lot of people just don't know what they're doing and where they're going. And I think that sucks. I think if you have contentment that okay, look, I'm this, why am I in this world? I'm here to do good. I'm here to spread good. I don't need 1 million clients. I really just need 5 good ones. And I'm good. Here's my expenses. Here's my revenue. Let me enjoy life, live a well-balanced life.
Yeah.
I think that's success. I chased a lot. I did a lot of chasing in my days. you know, always trying to do more, do more, do more, but it's not necessary. Honestly speaking, it's really not.
Hmm.
Some people might say, "Oh, it's easy for you. You've made millions." But yeah, I have. But like I said, I was honestly probably happier when I was living in an electrical closet. And I say that because I hope people reflect on that.
Yeah.
Um, I
Yeah.
really mean that too.
Yeah, that's a great way to put it, man. Because I've had jobs where I've had knots in my stomach coming back from a weekend or a long weekend, and I did not want to go back to that job. And I have a job where right now,
Yeah,
I just can't wait to start my first call of the day.
yeah,
And that's what to me, I think that's what I've been working for. Didn't happen overnight. There's a lot of grinding that had to happen, a lot of shitty jobs, and bosses
yeah,
to report to and things like that
yeah.
before you get to that point.
The
Some
happiest.
people,
Yeah. So go ahead.
yeah, some people a lot faster. Like you and I, the school of hard knocks here, but beauty is in the journey, like you said. I can just only imagine you living in that electrical closet and be happy on top of
It was
that, right?
great. It was a great adventure. I had a job. I only had one job in my life, and it was with that non-for-profit kind of company.
Hmm.
And it was kind of like, like because it was a spiritual company. It's not like it was very corporate structure, or at least not for me anyway. But because I felt like, but honestly, they paid me $70,000. I didn't have a dime left over every week. I didn't have a dime left over because by that time I was married and I had a kid. Um, so just basic life. Didn't have a dime left over. Very happy. That was one of the happiest years of my life.
That's awesome. So just a quick few more questions on the agency side and how you run your teams and things like that, Akbar, if you may. What's the agency journey like? Like, how long did it take you to build out the business that you've been able to build out, and now at a point where now you're, really at a point where you're giving back and you're, I think, taking on some coaching agencies as well?
Yeah, man, we've been coaching agencies. It took me 10 years to figure to look. I just did a Facebook Live today. The biggest scam in personal development is what? What's the success rate for people, all these programs you see online? Lose weight now, buy this, learn how to make money
Hmm.
on Amazon, blah, 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 blah. None of these are scams. So why is so many people saying scam, scam, scam? It's interesting, right? Here's the fact: none of them are really scams. But then so many people are saying scam, scam, scam. Why is that? It's a pretty interesting conversation. Well, it's easy. I could give you factually an agency blueprint to make $1 million. It's not theory. It's very tried and tested. It's like factual because so many people have done it. But many people will not achieve that. Why? Okay, to give an analogy, it's like a car. It's like you're trying to go 100 miles per hour in a car where the engine is all clogged up with sand. It's not going to go past 10 miles an hour. It's not going to go past 5 miles an hour, and it's going to break down. The first thing people have to do, again, remember, people generally, when they're looking for self improvement, they're generally in a bad spot. I failed year after year. I tried all this crap you see online. Oh, make money doing this, do this, do this. I failed for 10 years. But why? Because I was that car with an engine clogged with sand. I got success right away. As soon as I power washed my engine and got rid of all the sand, I took off immediately. Just like you go to a car wash, the car's filthy. You go to a car wash, it's clean just within minutes. How did I do that? You have to prime yourself for success. And this is the biggest scam in the personal development industry, is that no one tells you this. It's like, I can give you the blueprint to do so many amazing things, but you're not going to do it at all unless you're primed for success. So that's the first step everybody has to go through. So how do you prime yourself for success? I'll tell you what I did. I had to lose. You might not have this many pounds to lose. You have to get into great health. So I personally lost 50 pounds. I went organic. There's a big deal to this. The food that you eat today is not even real food. It's grown in a lab. It's got chemicals, high fructose corn syrup, aspartame. This is garbage that clogs your brain. You can't think straight. You're not clear. You're not focused. You got ADHD. It just F's up your brain. Simply put, sugar's like cocaine to your brain. So when you're on a healthy diet, you're focused, you're balanced, your anxiety is less, you can make good decisions, you can think clearly. I wasn't thinking clearly for years because I was just a junk food guy. Most
Yeah.
people are. So that's one way to cleanse yourself. The other way is to cleanse your environments. I was surrounded by toxic people, negative people, stupid people. I got rid of them. That makes a very big deal. You are who you hang out with. Spiritually, I went through a cleanse. I started meditating, praying. That totally changed my life. Through this holistic process, I am then primed for success, and anybody can do this. Then success does happen pretty quickly because it's not hard. The tactical stuff's not hard. It's not hard to go get clients. I just did a challenge, how to get clients organically. I told a small handful of people how to go get clients. Overnight, I give them one tactic. Overnight, 80% of those people, right, got a client overnight. Tactically, it's not difficult to have success. It's just that are you primed for it or not? Most people are absolutely not. So that's the big secret, man, that I don't know, nobody seems to talk about.
That's awesome. I think, yeah, right on, man. You gotta get yourself ready, and do the work
If you're in a
and see
crap
it happen.
relationship, like a crap marriage or this or that, like good luck. It's going to be really hard to succeed. You know what I mean? Like you have to dude, you can't go run a race with a broken leg. You got to heal that leg first.
Hmm.
You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah, totally. And don't forget that I'm not gonna ask you for that hack that you just mentioned. Like, man, you gotta give us one thing that we can walk away with today. But before we do that, I want to ask you, before I move into that team building question, uh, how long did it take you to get to that seven figures when you started out your agency?
Like I said, man, it was quick because I was primed for
After you
success.
primed.
After it took 10 years to figure out that I needed to do that. What I'm teaching you guys in 5 minutes, it took me 10 years straight up to figure out.
Yeah,
That's no BS. That's no guru talk. That's no hype. That's just straight up truth.
that's awesome.
So I don't know if you ask me the exact time, I don't know. I mean,
No, I think that's a great answer.
yeah,
That's
yeah,
perfect.
but it doesn't, you start getting successful. I mean, dude, I was having, very nice months very quickly.
Mm,
Um, okay, there was a little bit, I'm not going to BS you. There was a little bit of right time, right place. However, there's another side to that argument that you collect, the it's a spiritual concept that you kind of get rewarded for your intentions and your hard work and stuff. So a lot of people have right time, right place. You hear of a lot of people built their real estate empire while it was the perfect time to buy, or stuff like that. So was and I I don't want people to use that as an excuse because I've made money in like right now, dude. I don't like we're not in a great economy, even though even though that the stock market's booming, crypto's booming, blah blah blah. We're not in a great economy right now,
mm,
in my opinion. A lot of people suffering in the industry. I know that nobody wants to talk about that, but we're still making money. So it doesn't take long in my experience.
yeah. So I want now. This is a very near and dear question to my heart. I want to ask you about your thoughts on building a team for your agency as you grow.
Yeah,
What's your process like? What are your thoughts on that? And how
yeah,
does a perfect hierarchy look like for a
yeah.
seven-figure agency?
Well, dude, I have to think back, right? Because I'm like a purely coaching company now, right? Or actually, no, I guess is it considered? I'm so new to this world. Is it considered is like so? Is that considered an agency? Oh, I guess it is in a way.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, I guess I didn't. It's funny, I didn't think about that.
yeah, yeah.
So look, I like to stay in my lane, man. To be completely honest with you, and I think a lot of people, it's a problem when people don't. Everyone's very opinionated. I like to talk about things I feel like I'm an expert at. I'm not really an expert on team building, to be honest with you, because I'm not that great at it in the sense where I'm an artist, really. I'm a very creative person. I'm great at offer creation, great at copy, great at fulfillment, great at helping people make lots of sales. I'm great at helping people win a trophy. I'm not a good manager. I'm not, believe it or not, like, and people get shocked when I say this because I am very I feel like I'm very nice and friendly, but I'm not. Um, I'm a bit of an introvert. I'm not a micromanager, and I'm not a systems guy. So I do have a team. It is a great team. I will give you a tip on team building. I'm not really your guy, honestly, to as an expert in team building, but I will give you some good tips that have worked for me. For example, I used to hire and fire a lot. Like, people were just not working out. I then took a DISC test, which is a personality test. You can just Google it. And it was very specific. It's like, it helps you hire people. It's almost like, tell people this, and it rates it down. It's like, Akbar doesn't really like to repeat himself. You have to be really what do they call it? You have to be kind of self-motivated. You have to be intelligent, and Akbar's not going to hold your hand. Like, it says all these things. And it's true. Like, I want very intelligent people. I want A players to just, here's your playground, go play, go make it happen. And so when I put those on my like things out there, then dude, game over. Like, that really kept people a long time. So you want people who buy into your mission. All my team members, I love them, to be honest with you. They all buy into my mission. None of them are really managed super well because I'm not that guy, which is why I'm.
But you don't need to when you have the right people.
Yeah. I mean, I like look. Your life sucks. Look, if you have crap clients, crap team, and a crap significant other, your life's pretty crappy. Your life is so much better when you have A players. It's more expensive, doesn't matter. It's so much worth it when you have A player team. Your life is infinitely better. So yeah, I that's what I like to do. My top thing, dude, hire the best people you can and understand the value in that. Pay them what they're worth. And let people really know what they're getting into, and get people who buy into your mission. My best people, historically speaking, have been clients of mine. They really believe in the mission. And so it's been a very organic process.
That's amazing, man. And why not, right? Like, when people, some of my best friends, I don't have too many again, but they've been my clients for the last, decade and a half and things like that. And
Wow.
it's just relationships and years and years. Akbar, my last question before we head out, man. Give us that hack, or any hack that you think is something tried and tested that an agency owner can take and implement today in their business.
I mean, there's so many things I could say, but I mean, like, I'll just say the thing that's worked for me the most, the longest, is, the highest ROI I've ever had is more than real estate, crypto, gold, stocks, all that stuff combined. Has just been giving. So just be of a mindset, attitude of giving. The more you give, the more you're going to make. Give to your clients, give to charities, give to your family. Just give. Just keep giving. Whether it's money, your time, a smile, whatever it is, just keep giving. And it's really hard to lose.
That's a great mindset, man. I don't know, like, this is going to be very incredible. I would love to. So how do people reach out to you, Akbar? AkbarShake.com?
Yeah. I'm on Facebook primarily. If you're looking to contact me direct, if you want to see like how we help people, hit 7 figures, you just go to my website, AkbarShake.com. And if you wanted to talk to me, I'm on Facebook.
That's awesome, Akbar. Such amazing time talking to you today. I know you're a busy guy, and thanks for taking the time. Growing your agency, we do talk about all of these things, but we never look at them in in this transcendent state that we talked about today, right? Like cleaning up ourselves, cleaning up our thought process. surrounding ourselves with the right people,
Yeah.
and then just letting it happen, and then having the driving force, all of this, like the giving mentality behind all of it.
Yeah.
Like you want to grow fast, just start giving and see what
100%.
happens.
100%.
Awesome, Akbar. I really appreciate your time, my friend. Thank you so
Yes.
much. We will talk soon.
Oh, man. Thanks for having me. Appreciate
Thanks.
you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.